I believe we pulled 3 of those, maybe 4 now. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today is Lorcana Sunday. Why am I more excited than usual? Well, this is after set championships. I have finally won first place at a set championship. My Maribel championship mat, alongside with my triplets, Maribel Enchanted promo cards. I have gone to 3 different set championships, placed top 8 in 3 different ones. First place in one, second place in another, and then 4th place in the last. Well, not the last, but 4th place somewhere in the middle. And this box that I have right here is the box I won at my last one. So, not too shabby. What am I doing? Moving my left side over there. So let's just get cracking. The deck I ran was green purple. Did absolute work. I am a true believer that green purple might be the best deck in the format. It just has a good matchup and kind of into everything, and it just feels so good. Absolutely so good to play into it. All right, we completely and utterly whiffed on that first pack, but that's fine. That's fine. We are here with 23 more packs. Kind of hoping to see some more Clarabelles. We really need a cold foil for our master set. And to be honest, you know, just throwing it out there, you know, an enchanted would be great. Enchanted Clarabelle, right? She did wonders for me today. In my top 8 game, hello Daisy Duck. She drew 6 cards in 1 game, just over 3 turns, and I was watching my opponent like desperately try to figure out how to kill her, while I was just constantly answering his board. Yeah, I knew he had a Strength or a Raging Fire in hand because I checked his hand and got rid of a different song altogether because of Ursula, and I was just watching this poor man spin his wheels to try to solve a problem, and it was just like, this is great. Luis Madrigal. We got our first legendary. Hello, Arthur. And then a Finder's Keeper cold foil. Not the best legendary of the set. It's actually closer to the bottom, but sadly, this set, despite enabling so many decks, this set probably has like the lowest value cards. The most expensive card besides the Enchanteds are the Clarabelle, and she's roughly 20 bucks. She hovers anywhere between 18 to 21, depending on the day. And then the next highest is Naveem at a piddly like 13. And I think Queen Anne actually seriously took over the 3rd slot, and Mufasa has sadly dropped out of the top contention, or the top 3 fight, and I believe Mufasa is like maybe $1 lower than Queen Anne. To be fair, Queen Anne is utterly amazing. Just in case you don't know, it's a 3-mana unequal quest for 2, and when she enters the battlefield, she has 2 or 3 different modes that you could pay 1 for. Well, pay 2 to activate one of the nodes. The most, arguably the worthless one, is give a creature of yours +2 attack. Yeah, well, a creature +2 attack. There's tricks in there you could play, like World's Greatest Criminal Mind, get a free kill out of it. Ooh, this is a super. Is there a legendary behind it? No, just another super. But the +2 attack doesn't really do anything. It helps kill locations, or it helps trade with characters that have ward, because the other 2 are more important. The middle one is your opponent discards a card. Fantastic. 5 mana for a 2/3 that quests for 2 to cause your opponent to discard their last card in their hand or close to it to try to disrupt their game plan. Fantastic. And then the most important note on it, Zazu, is banish target damaged creature. and or character. And that is amazing. I don't know how many times Clarabelle has, and Queen Anne has saved me just because it's just like, oh, hey, cool. Let me kill this, then I'll bounce it with my snake, and then repeat the process next turn. All right, we got our second legendary, Camilo Madrigal, and then another cold foil Daisy. I believe we pulled 3 of those, maybe 4 now. This card has dropped off considerably in value. She used to be like non-cold foil, almost 12 bucks, sometimes 15. And cold foil was like 17, 18. The cold foils in this set, because it's one of the newer sets, are not exactly super expensive. They're only a couple bucks more. That's not really a problem when it comes to new sets. However, like, if you're trying to get trade value, if you're trying to get, you know, just better overall value, this is not the set to go. You try to find set 2, you try to find set 3. To be honest, if you're doing set 2, you're hoping for better, really good cold foils. You're not actually hoping for any of the big legendaries except for Beast. Set 1 is still like the king of values because so many of the cold foils are just so much more expensive. And there's 3 really good legendaries in the set, and all the enchanteds are bonkers expensive. Set 3 is okay. Like, you got Robin Hood, which is unfortunately going down in value. I believe at the time of this video, it's like 28 bucks. And then Ursula, which is going back up at about 20-ish. Prince John, and then Remember Who You Are cold foil. Not too bad, not too bad. We're about halfway through this box. This box is not horribly impressive. We do have 2 legendaries. We have a good cold foil, which is Daisy Duck. She doesn't really stand out too much in her cold foil form, but like, if I had paid for this box, I would be very much out some money. Although Visions of the Past is like, or Visions to the Future, this is such a weird card, right? It's so good, and as a cold foil, it's worth like $2. It's almost worth more than the legendaries of the set. It's so nutty. It might be only worth $1.50 right now, but Blue Red is doing really well in all the sets, so it is a possibility that it is more. With that being said, come on, next legendary. We are more than halfway through this pile. I am not seeing any legendaries. I'm really hoping this is not one of those sad 2 or 3 legendary boxes. We have actually pulled a few of those. However, we usually kind of get a cold foil to try to make up for it. Like gold foil legendary, but I don't know. Like, I personally, I would prefer like 6, 7 legendaries in a box than like a bad cold foil legendary that's common. We got a super, and we got another legendary. Hello, Donald Duck, with Gazelle behind her. Just our common cold foil. Donald Duck, you had so much potential, and yet maybe if you had 10 attack with your plus when your opponent has too much lore, that would have been what made and break you. We're at 3 legendaries. We're at slightly more than the box. Based on where the legendaries are at, I'm gonna guess 1 more on the right side. Ooh, Elsa, super MVP. She's been winning so many games for me. She causes so many of my opponents' creatures to tap down and allow me to trade so effectively. With that, I believe it is 9 packs left. Can we get a 5 legendary box, or at least a good cold foil that we desperately need for the set? I am hoping for Clarabelle cold foil. That would be awesome. Ever as before. Such a sad, sad song. Alright. Last 8 packs. This is the right side of the box. We have a fair amount of the spell enchanteds. Really looking forward to the creatures. We have Revive, Royal, Tantrum, and You're Welcome. And it's just like, I remember Cody and I used to joke around about how most of our enchanteds are creatures or character base from set 3, and we somehow dodged the bullet. And I swear, ever since then, like set 4, it's like become our trainer curse, where we pull the items, we pull the locations, we get everything but the normal character enchanteds, and it feels so bad when it happens. We got the Queen, we got Skrelp, and we got Chaka. At this point, I'm just kind of hoping for another legendary. This has become a really sad box. Daisy Duck, Rut, Merlin. Zazu wanted to get away. Meadow of Heroes, Shield of Alderan, Merlin's Cottage, Sinzu, Glimmer versus Glimmer, Anna, Sir Ector, and then Royal Guard. Ew. This, oh man, this box is just getting worse and worse. With our last 5 packs. My top 8 in my tournament was actually fairly diverse. We did have 3 Steel Ambers. I saw the legendary. Hello, Mufasa. And then a Mother Gothel right behind it. We had 3 Steel Ambers. However, the Steel Ambers were all different varieties. One was this crazy location deck that placed top 36 in the Seattle tournament. Like, utterly crazy. We all looked at it and we're like, how did this deck make it? There's no way that this deck did it. And we're trying to figure out how they did it. And my buddy made it the top 8. He did fantastic. We had a Blurple in there. One of the Steel Ambers was Hyper Aggro. Very fast deck. We got a Kristoff Rare as our cold foil. 3 packs left. And then the last one, standard Steel Song. We had a Emerald Steel. Standard Zan build from what I could tell. We had a Ruby Am player. We had an Emerald Amethyst, my deck. And then we had a Blue Red. And we actually felt kind of like, oh, this is very diverse, except for like the 3 color combinations, but all 3 were different varieties with our last 2 packs. And my deck does really well into Hyper Aggro, so Hyper Aggro Ruby M, and I was just like, yes, I love this top 8. This top 8 just feels so good for my matchups. I did not want to play against Steel Song, granted, and that was my final opponent in top 8. But the deck did its job. With our last pack, can we hit a legendary? Can we hit an enchanted? Will it happen? We got a Red Pete. We got a Fix-It Felix Jr., Maleficent, Robin Hood, Minnie Mouse, Kronk, Taffeta, Finder's Keeper, Rapunzel's Tower, Tug of War, Vanellope Von Sweets, and then more junk in our cold foil slot. I honestly don't think there is a single card we needed for a master set in here. But seeing as how I won this box, that is not a big deal to me. However, if I had paid for this box, I would be very sad. Just looking at the legendaries alone, I could have spent 20 bucks just to get that. And knowing my super rare slots, I could have spent like another 10 to get that. Set 5, guys. Don't buy it. If you can win it, that's fantastic. Buy the cards individually. Unless you're an enchanted hunter like us. Guys, have a beautiful and blessed day. Happy pulling. Oh, and please drop a comment down below about how you've been doing in your set championships. Deuces, guys.